NVIDIA CEO Jensen Huang recently said that AI will create more millionaires in the next 5 years than the internet did in the past 2 decades. And many are saying that we're still at the very beginning of AI adoption. So it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity here, but where and how? So in this video, I'm going to cover 7 businesses that you can start with ChatGPT in 2025, even as a total AI beginner. I asked ChatGPT this and it gave me a huge list of businesses. So I actually spent the past week searching all of them. Then I found these 7, which I'm going to rank from easiest to start to hardest to start. I'm also going to include how much you can charge at the beginning and potentially how much you can make 6 months down the line. Potentially. Before we get started, my name is Brandon and I've been running a content agency for the past 3 years. And for the past month and a half, I've been diving deep into AI, trying to figure out ways how I can implement that into my business process. And after implementing AI more into my systems, I foresee the rest of this year being my most successful financial year and hopefully reaching 6 figures before the end of the year. If I were to start over again, I would choose any of these 7 and actually spend a significant amount of time really building them out because they do have the potential of making decent money to actually a lot of money. I'm actually doing 2 of them on top of my business just because of how easy it is to start and implement them literally in an evening or a weekend. So we'll start with number 1, which is creating mini GPT apps using custom GPTs on ChatGPT. If you're not familiar with custom GPTs, it's actually a feature in ChatGPT where you can pretty much make your own customizable AI model for particular use cases. I know to use this feature and to create your own GPT, it's in the Plus plan, which is the lowest price point at $20 a month. But the capabilities of it is insane. It's pretty simple to build. On the left tab, there's an Explore GPT section. And you give it a bunch of details like you're making a prompt, and it will then make this custom GPT that is for whatever you gave it. You can even use ChatGPT itself to help you make this prompt. Here's a prompt example that can turn long and confusing emails into a bulleted list. So I'm going to show you right now. Once you open the Explore GPT section, you'll see Create right here, which you can press Create. And there's 2 options where you can create your own and configure. If you don't really know what to fill out in the configure section, you can just start talking to it into Create, right? You just give it kind of like the prompts that you usually give. And I'm just going to paste that example prompt right here. Here it says, try out the actions in the preview on the right. If you don't want to tweak anything, you can adjust the tone and format. So pretty much when you have this, you can go and create it and you can put it right into the GPT store. In the GPT store, other users can actually find other custom GPTs that are made from other users, and some of them are free, some of them are paid. What you would do for this one is that you would actually price point it. You can price it from 50 cents to $2 per user. And then if enough people buy it, then you get paid, right? So at the very beginning, you can make as little as 50 cents to $2 again per user. If you get 100 users, you get $200. So in 6 months time, if you have 500 users on one GPT, or if you had 5 GPTs with 200 users each, you'd be making $1,000 per month. And again, you can promote it, market it, put it on social media. There's a very simple and easy way to start making money with ChatGPT literally tonight. So go ahead and check that out. Number 2 is turning contracts into plain English. So with this, you're actually turning ChatGPT into a contract analyst. So with this, you're actually turning PDF contracts into summarized bullet points as well. So I'm going to put a prompt example here on the screen. But to make this even easier, I'm going to put this prompt and all the prompts in this video and all the instructions into a free Notion guide that's going to be linked in the description. It's just going to be way easier because just copy and paste and you just fill out your own details in the blank spaces. And the starting price point for this could be $50 a document. I've actually seen this service increase to near $300 per document. And if you find retainer clients, you can make $1,000 to $2,000 per month just doing this. Moving on to number 3 is a social media caption service. I actually do this in my content agency. It's part of my package. But starting out, you can actually just do the caption service itself. I have clients who are just looking for copywriters, but instead of getting a copywriter that's kind of out of their budget, you get someone who's specialized with AI like ChatGPT to make the captions for them. If it's for video content, which most of the time it's going to be, putting it through a transcription tool like Descript or Whisper, get the cheapest plan if it's not free, grab that transcription, put it to ChatGPT, and then provide a prompt just like this on the screen. Put that prompt with the transcription. It's going to spit out a bunch of captions. You can really play around with this. I actually now have advanced and tailored custom GPTs for each of my clients that have this service. That's why I think getting the Plus plan just to get the custom GPT feature is actually so valuable. I'll actually make a dedicated video on that later on, but there's so many use cases for it. So a starting price point you can start with is $300 a month per client at around 10 to 12 posts. This can go up to $600 to $800 per client, depending on how many posts you're doing. So if you have $600 times 5 clients, that's $3,000 a month. That's potentially what you're making in half a year if you put in the work and you kind of know how to get these clients. Getting leads is also very important. I'm going to save that for another video as well. This video is way too long, so I can't explain it here, but that's the potential you could be making with this service. Number 4 is offering AI safety and privacy audits. This is a very popular business in 2025 because a lot of businesses are now transitioning into using AI in their services and in their business. So what you would do here is create a checklist and use analysis from ChatGPT to basically review a business's use of ChatGPT. You can use a prompt just like this on the screen. And what this will do is build a 10-point safety checklist using ChatGPT as an AI compliance officer. This will go through stuff like data privacy risks, security gaps, and regulatory concerns. And you can format it all into a table with risk, severity, and recommended fix. And something like this, you can easily charge $500 for a one-time audit. And depending on the markets and niches that you're hitting up, this can increase to $1,000 per audit and then a $500 monthly retainer for ongoing clients. With 5 clients, you're making $5K upfront and then an extra $2,500 per month for just doing consistent checks just like this. So now with these last 3 businesses, these are going to be a lot harder to implement And there's going to be a bigger learning curve to this. It's not just going to take an evening. It might not even take a weekend. It might take you a week or a couple weeks. But these are high potential earnings that pretty much give you a salary income if you can actually implement this properly. There are tons of businesses that do this already, but if you can find the right niche and the right market that hasn't tapped into this yet, you could be sitting on a gold mine. So number 5 is creating a private company chatbot. So again, you're going to use the custom GPT feature and you're going to upload 10 to 20 key documents from a company. Then you would include a prompt just like this. Then anyone in that company can use this custom GPT to answer any employee questions. To take this a step further, you can actually turn it into an app or work internally with the company in their backend systems. That definitely takes way longer and more technical expertise, but something like this can be set up within a company in a few days. But once you've actually figured out how to do it yourself, the starting price I've seen for this is $1,000 for a setup fee. And I've seen businesses months later to increase that setup fee to $3,000 and also including a $300 to $500 monthly maintenance fee. Again, I would actually do this with yourself first and actually do a lot more research before even charging that much money. You can even implement this to a business for free to just try it out and learn and then get a testimonial from them if it really works out. That's how I would start with this one specifically. And I could see a lot of small businesses in specific markets that would actually want something like this. Okay, so number 6 is building simple workflows for businesses. You can use tools like ChatGPT, Zapier, and Make.com to make some really simple workflows that would save a lot of time for small businesses. There's a way bigger learning curve for this because you're not just using ChatGPT, you're using automation services like Zapier or Make.com. But basically, you would grab a repetitive task from that business and then automate that with the workflow. Here's a prompt example for doing B2B outreach with cold email. A potential workflow could be getting leads from LinkedIn, putting that to a CRM, and then actually sending out personalized emails from that CRM. Once you connect all that together and actually make it work, you can charge anywhere from $1.5K to $5K per project, and then have $500 to $1,000 as a monthly maintenance fee. So with 4 or 5 clients, you're making more than $10,000. But again, this is beyond the scope of beginners because now you're getting to workflows, but there's not going to be that many people that are going to be working on this. So if you can actually get started on this now, and if you can spend the next 1, 2 to 4 weeks building this out, after a month's time, you can pretty much make a simple workflow just like this and start really looking for clients for this service specifically. And number 7, which is by far the hardest in this list, but the one with the highest potential, is creating a custom AI for a specific niche. Now you're diving into OpenAI's API, vector databases, then putting them all together into a simple web app. Here's an initial prompt you could work with to start building this out. This is way beyond this video, but I've seen businesses charge from 3 to 10K per project. I can at least give you the starting point for this, but this is definitely out of my league as well. This is just something that I've noticed after doing research that a lot of businesses and services are doing to really make money fast. And if you can start really learning it now and take the next 1 or 2 months doing this, it's something you can start right now, really continuously learn. And you can make $10,000 a project after doing that. It's literally one of the fastest ways you can make money. So with all that being said, I would just pick one. If you're a complete beginner, I would pick one of the first 3 and just start with that. But this goes to show it's never been easier to make a ton of money in such a short amount of time with such a powerful tool like AI. Pick one and at least block 30 minutes a day just working on it, and who knows where you can go with it. All these prompts are going to be in my free Notion guide below. Let me know if you found any of this valuable, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.